Hello and welcome to Prepspot. In this video, we are going to know about an important new development in US immigration policy that has garnered significant attention across both political and public spheres: the mandatory registration for foreign nationals who remain in the United States for more than 30 days. This policy, which has come into effect in 2025, requires that any non-US citizen, whether holding a visa such as H-1B, student visas, or other legal statuses, must register with the government if they plan on staying in the country beyond the 30-day threshold. Instituted under Executive Order 14159 issued by President Donald J. Trump on 20 January 2025, the regulation has set a firm deadline for those already in the country, with registrations due by 11 April 2025, and imposes a similar 30-day period for new arrivals after that date. The intent behind this measure is to tighten immigration controls and enhance national security by ensuring that every foreign national's whereabouts are systematically tracked, thereby potentially curbing illegal activities and bolstering homeland security. Under this policy, individuals must create an online account with the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services at my.us.gov and submit Form G325R, a process that may also require a biometric appointment to capture fingerprints and photographs, though there is no fee associated with this under the interim final rule published in the Federal Register. The registration is not just a mere formality, it is a legal obligation. Non-compliance can result in substantial fines up to $5,000, imprisonment for periods ranging from 30 days to as much as 6 months, or even self-deportation, a term that has been frequently used in public statements by officials from the Department of Homeland Security. This policy has its historical roots in the Alien Registration Act of 1940, which was originally implemented as a wartime measure to track foreign nationals during a period of national emergency. It has now been revived in a modern context to address contemporary challenges associated with immigration, despite significant debate and concern from legal experts and immigrant advocacy groups. These groups argue that the registration requirement could lead to racial profiling and may foster a climate of fear among immigrant communities, potentially impacting millions of lives, from students and skilled professionals to families seeking stability and opportunities in the United States. Throughout the session, I want to emphasize that the policy is not without its exemptions, as not all foreign nationals are required to register. Lawful permanent residents, individuals already registered during their visa application process, and those covered by specific exemptions, such as American Indians born in Canada and members of the Kickapoo traditional tribe of Texas, are not subject to this new requirement. Moreover, while persons aged 14 and older are mandated to register if they have not previously undergone the registration or fingerprinting process at the time of visa issuance, those under the age of 14 who are in the care of parents or legal guardians must have their information registered by those responsible, with a re-registration requirement occurring when previously registered minors reach the age of 14. The process is designed to be thorough. Once an individual submits Form G325R online at us.gov/G-325R, US will review the application and, if necessary, schedule a biometric appointment. It is during this appointment that biometric data, including fingerprints and photographs, is captured to confirm the identity of the applicant. Failure to attend this appointment is treated as a misdemeanor, further underscoring the seriousness with which the US government views compliance. After registration, individuals are issued proof of registration that they must carry at all times once they reach the age of 18, and any changes in address must be reported within 10 days using the designated online portal at us.gov/address change. This policy, often referred to in media coverage as the 30-day warning, has also been a focal point of political debate, reflecting a broader strategy of immigration enforcement that was heavily promoted by the Trump administration. High-profile statements from DHS Secretary Kristi Noem and President Trump himself have underscored the urgency of compliance with this new directive. In numerous public forums, government officials have stressed that failure to register not only invites legal penalties but is also perceived as an affront to the nation's immigration framework. For example, a notable statement from the Department of Homeland Security on social media explicitly warned that any foreign national in the United States for longer than 30 days without registration is subject to fines and even jail time, thereby highlighting the legal and administrative rigor of the measure. The significance of this policy in today's political and social context cannot be overstated, as it represents a definitive move towards stricter regulation and monitoring of those who enter and remain in the country. In addition, it is worth noting that the policy has deep implications beyond the administrative process. For competitive exam candidates and those seeking to understand US immigration law comprehensively, it is a prime example of how past legislation can be reinterpreted to meet modern challenges. The Alien Registration Act of 1940 laid the groundwork for what is now being implemented in 2025, serving as an enduring reminder of how immigration policy in the United States has continually evolved in response to changes in national security perceptions and international relations. The policy not only addresses immediate concerns relating to illegal immigration and national security but also touches on long-standing debates about privacy, civil liberties, and the balance of governmental power. By mandating that foreign nationals register and provide detailed biometric and personal information, the US government seeks to establish a more robust system for monitoring those who are not citizens, while at the same time reassuring the public that steps are being taken to manage national security risks in an increasingly complex global landscape. Moreover, as we delve into the specifics, the registration process itself is a critical component that merits close attention. Upon creating a US account, individuals must carefully follow the outlined steps to ensure compliance. The use of Form G325R, which has been developed to capture a wide range of personal details including demographic information, passport details, and biometric data, is central to the process. It is important for all those affected to understand that this is an online-only process, no mailed forms or in-person submissions are permitted, and that the subsequent review by US may necessitate additional biometric appointments, which are designed to verify the accuracy and authenticity of the information provided. The meticulous nature of this process is intended to eliminate any ambiguity regarding the identity and legal status of foreign nationals, thereby reinforcing the government's commitment to secure and efficient management of its borders. Public reaction to the policy has been multifaceted, with many expressing concerns over potential civil rights implications while others acknowledge the importance of such measures in a complex international environment. Legal experts have weighed in on the potential drawbacks, arguing that while the policy may enhance security, it might also contribute to a sense of disenfranchisement among immigrant communities. There is a real fear that such stringent registration requirements could lead to a chilling effect, where individuals become overly cautious about engaging with public institutions out of concern for legal repercussions, particularly if they have already experienced difficulties with the immigration system in the past. These concerns are compounded by the fact that the administrative burden imposed by the policy can be significant. For many, understanding and navigating the registration process involves a steep learning curve, especially when considering the technical details such as the requirement for biometric data collection and the strict timelines for reporting changes of address. At its core, the policy is a reflection of broader trends in immigration control that have been evolving for decades, rooted in historical contexts yet reimagined for contemporary challenges. The decision to enforce registration for stays beyond 30 days is part of a sweeping effort to reassess and fortify the nation's approach to border control and national security in a time when global migration patterns are becoming increasingly dynamic. It is also representative of a shift in the balance between individual privacy and state security, a debate that has been ongoing in political circles and legal forums alike. As we look at the data and figures associated with the policy, it is clear that the consequences for non-compliance are designed to be dissuasive. The fines, which can reach up to $5,000, and the potential for imprisonment ranging from 30 days to 6 months, send a strong signal that the government is committed to enforcing this policy rigorously. Additionally, the emphasis on self-deportation, a concept that encourages illegal immigrants to leave the country voluntarily, further reinforces the administration's stance on maintaining strict control over who remains on US soil. For those preparing for competitive exams or seeking a detailed understanding of US immigration law, the nuances of this policy are vital. It serves as a case study in how legal frameworks can be adapted and expanded in response to emerging security challenges and shifting political priorities. The registration requirement is not merely an administrative directive, it is a significant legal instrument that encapsulates themes of compliance, accountability, and national sovereignty. Whether you are studying for your exams or simply seeking to understand the current state of immigration policy, it is essential to grasp both the technical details of the registration process and the broader implications for civil liberties and social justice. The analysis of this policy involves a deep dive into its legal basis, its practical implementation, and its potential to influence the lives of millions of foreign nationals who reside in the United States, either temporarily or permanently. As we move forward in today's discussion, I encourage you to consider how this policy fits into the larger mosaic of US immigration reforms. The historical context provided by the Alien Registration Act of 1940 offers a lens through which we can view the current measures in a new light, reflecting on the evolution of immigration controls over the decades. The current iteration, revitalized through Executive Order 14159, is tailored to address the complexities of modern migration, a phenomenon that is characterized by fluid borders, dynamic demographic shifts, and evolving national security challenges. In essence, what we are witnessing is not an isolated policy change but rather a continuity of governmental efforts to monitor and regulate the presence of foreign nationals, an effort that has deep roots in historical precedent and is informed by contemporary challenges. It is also important to note that this policy is designed to be technologically forward-thinking. By requiring that all registration actions be conducted online via the US portal, the government is not only streamlining the process but also making it more accessible for a tech-savvy population. This approach leverages modern information technology to expedite the registration process and reduce the bureaucratic delays that have historically plagued immigration-related procedures. However, this reliance on digital platforms also raises questions about cybersecurity, data privacy, and the resilience of such systems against potential breaches. In an era where personal data is increasingly vulnerable to exploitation, the safeguarding of biometric and personal information becomes paramount, a point that is frequently raised by privacy advocates who fear that the very measures intended to enhance security might, in some instances, compromise it. Throughout the session today, I hope you have gained not only a thorough understanding of the procedural aspects of this policy but also an appreciation of the larger debates it encapsulates, the tension between national security and individual rights, the balance of technological innovation and privacy, and the historical continuity that informs our current immigration laws. As we reflect on the myriad implications of the 30-day registration requirement, it is clear that this policy is set to reshape the experiences of millions of foreign nationals in the United States, influencing everything from employment and education opportunities to the broader dynamics of multicultural integration. While the policy is undoubtedly a response to real and pressing challenges facing the nation, its implementation must be monitored closely to ensure that the enforcement of immigration laws does not inadvertently undermine the very values of fairness, equality, and liberty that the United States has long championed. In wrapping up today's comprehensive analysis, I urge you all to continue following the developments surrounding this significant policy change. As future professionals, legal experts, or simply well-informed citizens, it is vital to keep abreast of how such measures evolve and to critically examine the balance between enforcement and human rights. The registration requirement is not just another bureaucratic update, it is a landmark development that could have far-reaching implications for US immigration policy, international relations, and the daily lives of millions. Whether you are impacted directly or simply interested in the broader political and legal ramifications, I trust that today's discussion has provided you with a multifaceted understanding of the subject matter. Answer this question in comments. The correct answer will be given heart and pinned. Lastly, we just want to let you know that we are a newly emerging online platform for competitive exams. Creating educational explainer videos like these requires a lot of effort, money, and time. If you like these videos and want us to excel and create videos in all categories of competitive exams, then you can consider supporting us with a one-time donation through the Ko-fi platform and also by becoming a member through Patreon. This will help us create more such informative educational videos in the competitive exams space. So, one last time, subscribe and share this channel with all your friends who are preparing for competitive exams. And also, follow us on social media platforms. The links are given in the About section of the channel and also in the video description. So, see you in the next video.